creatures of the night, let's talk about Supercard of Honor because I am so tired and I don't even know if I ate today. I don't think I did. I am tired as hell. Every time there's something to do, like you don't even have a time to just stop for a second. And I love to have my life like surrounded by pro wrestling, but today with Starcast was absolute. I don't want to say shit because meeting the people that I wanted to meet was the good stuff, was a good part. But man, I can't ever do an event like this again. And any other event in the future, I'm going to ask questions before I spend $1 on any of these things. Anyway, after leaving Starcast, literally only had minutes to shower and then head out to the arena for this show. By the time I got there, Jay Lethal had just came out, had a pre-show match with Blake Christian. I really do enjoy both of these guys. Jay Lethal, he hasn't really been taking wins on Ring of Honor, and maybe I have this little fantasy that he was supposed to just come back to Ring of Honor and just start taking over things and being that top guy to help other guys get over within Ring of Honor, and that just hasn't happened at all. Blake ends up taking the win via submission, which is okay for me. We had Dark Order versus the Frat House, and I didn't even bother screaming today because I already did enough of that yesterday and Wednesday, and just being the only person cheering for these specific people that no one else likes can be pretty tiring. So I didn't even bother today. And personally, I would have preferred to see the Frat House win. Dark Order is the fan favorite, so people are going to cheer for them despite them not doing the damn thing anyway. And they just love them. I would love to see the story between the Frat House and the Dark Order to take a different turn, but just so far, I'm waiting to see where it's going to go. They had the pledges out there to go and attack the Dark Order as they made their entrance, and that didn't work. And yes, I was a little bit preoccupied with the camera, getting pictures of butts and abs and stuff. I told you guys, this is just what I do. It is what it is at this point. And I don't know. I like them, but they just couldn't take the win, which is okay. What did make things a little interesting was kind of something similar that I pitched in the fantasy booking video I did, where Brody Jr. was involved. So he ends up coming out there and I don't know what he's supposed to do, scare everybody, some shit. Everybody in the crowd is so happy to see him. And honestly, I thought he's gotten so big. I mean, I saw him a few months back on one of GCW shows, but he's gotten so much bigger and people haven't seen him. They're all baby faces, so the little kids got what they wanted today out of the show. MXM, they came all out, and I thought they were still in Japan because I've been following them in Japan, and here they were tonight. And they're so fucking charismatic. They're so funny. People love them. Even when they're talking shit about us, we're still like cheering for them because they're so likable. They have this new perfume called Seed, and you have to put it in you. Whatever the fuck they say. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fucking thinking I need to put something. I don't know. Whatever. Funny. I want to see them do some matches within Ring of Honor. And we'll see when we get to that point with MXM. We had Diamante going against Lady Frost. You already know the deal. If Lady Frost is in it, she's losing. This was more of a squash, which I was not expecting. I would have loved to see more. We haven't seen Diamante in quite some time, so I don't know why they had to rush this. But interesting. The Von Erichs, they showed up for once and went against the Premier Athletes. Premier Athletes, I like them so much. I was like the only person in the building saying Athletes rule, and everyone else just kind of drowned me out with Athletes sucks. For me, the Von Erichs, they're in Texas, and I feel like whenever they're in Texas is the only time that they be popping up, which I don't like. Like, you guys have titles, and whenever they come to Texas is the only time that you guys are on the card. I don't understand what that's about. They've been champion for almost a year, almost a whole year, and I've gotten absolutely nothing with this group. But everybody in the crowd, a lot of people, I'm hearing them talking around me, and they don't really know what's going on in Ring of Honor. They got their tickets because they have VIP for AEW, so they obviously, that comes with it, and they don't even really know what's going on the show. So for me, it's just like, y'all are, people are saying, oh, they've had the title for almost a year. They must be good champions. They never been on TV. That's why. That's why they still got it. But anyway, really, really great athletes. Those abs are on point and everything. And sometimes it's like I can't hate on them because when they actually do show up, which is barely, they put in the work. I would have preferred to see premier athletes win, but we don't all get what we want in life. And I guess that was okay. Main card. Histo versus Michael Oku. I didn't even know this match was happening. I felt like Tony Khan just made up shit on the fly and just like, hey, we got people back here for All In. Everybody knows going to be coming out this weekend. Histo, everybody just love him, and I feel like I just know I'm not the only one who's in love with Histo. He's so dreamy. Like everything he does in the ring is just perfect. Michael Oku, I've seen him a couple of times within the past few days because they're using him for Ring of Honor as well for the tapings. So I feel like if you're not familiar with Michael over in Rev Pro, then you'll be able to see a couple of things from him with the Ring of Honor recently. Histo ain't had no problem folding his ass up for the win, which I do appreciate. After this, for only $50K, Tony Khan throwing out $50K in a four-way match. So we had Atlantis Jr. When I tell you, when Atlantis Jr. came out, they booed him. Almost everybody booed him, and I don't know why that brought a smile to my face. I was like, oh, well, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. They all went against each other. So it was Atlantis Jr., AR Fox, Adam Priest, and Lee Johnson. No. That's Lee Johnson. I forgot that Lee Johnson was ringside for Blake, so I was kind of confusing with that. 50K, Tony Khan, come on. What could I do with 50K? Yet alone the rest of them on your roster. I don't know. From the moment AR Fox came out there, I said he better win. He better win. I like everybody in this match, but it made more sense. And AR Fox, lately, I've been seeing this fire within him. He knows he's the shit. But he has to convince the company to treat him like he's the shit. And honestly, I feel like he's been getting so much more TV time. And at some point, like, there's no denying this man. Y'all gonna have to put him in a story. Y'all gonna have to get him talking and put a damn title on him. And he showed up and showed out. I think everyone did really great here. I kind of thought that they probably would have gone with Atlantis Jr. for the win, but since nobody liked him, what's the point? He's supposed to be a babyface. So AR Fox ends up taking the win, which was the right choice. So definitely, if there's one of the matches that I would definitely tell you guys to watch the whole show, but to just see how all four of these guys work really well with each other. And like I said, for 50K, it ain't much nowadays. However, I think everyone showed out for sure, trying to get a little bit more bread in their pockets. But AR Fox is just a star. Like, we need to do more, like, now. Up next, we had the pure title on the line, Blue Panther going against Lee Morardi. And everybody loved Blue Panther. There was some noise for Lee, obviously. He did come out with Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor did end up going back. I was very nervous because I was like, well, what's the point? Why would they take this title off of him just to get to Blue Panther? Like, what the fuck Blue Panther going to do with this title? But I felt really nervous because I thought that they probably would want to do something a little different. I do believe, I was actually at the show when Lee won that title. I want to say it was a year ago or just about to be a year. No, I think it's slightly under a year. I think like a few more days or something like that makes it a year. And once it makes that year threshold, then he would have held he would have been the longest reigning pure champion in Ring of Honor history, and rightfully deserved. Lee Moriarty put in a lot of work here, but you can't count out Blue Panther. I don't even know how old he is, but he puts in so much work. Like, you can really see, like, he's been doing this for so long that even at his age, he's still able to just do these things like it's nothing. Like, age has nothing to do with why he wouldn't be able to compete in the ring. And I thought he had a really great match with Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty used his first rope break super quick, which did catch me off guard. But I thought that, hey, like, sure, let's get this all out the way. And he ended up taking the win via submission. which is the right thing to do here, because there's no point of having Blue Panther with the win. After this, they fucked up the whole thing at this point. Ring of Honor Tag Championships on the line. Dustin and Sammy. They had some superhero video of Satnam singing, everybody pointing at the sky like, what is that? What is that? Sammy Guevara with his tidy whities and shit, with his cape flying through the sky or whatever, like he's Superman, and there's some bird flying next to him in the sky. I thought we were all on acid or some shit when I seen this. And then all of a sudden, he's like in front of a green screen, and he has like some type of a superhero costume for Dustin to wear, and he said he not wearing this shit, and he wore that shit, and it was like some type of Green Lantern inspired gear or whatever. And Sammy, I think it was Superman, I can't even remember at this point. So they end up having the match with the Infantry, and I said this so many times that it's not that Dustin or Sammy is bad or anything like that. They're not my cup of tea, but they're really great wrestlers. They've had the title for almost a year, and I've seen nothing, almost nothing. The most notable thing that they did was that little feud that they had with the Righteous, and the Righteous ain't even there anymore. Since then, I mean, we really haven't seen much of these guys, and I am really disappointed with how things have been going with these titles. Anyway, they had an opportunity to do something different today, which was to have the titles change hands. Even with Trish Adora out there with, distractions, and then Shane Taylor bringing out, I think it was Lee's title, I want to say, or maybe it could have been one of Sammy's or Dustin titles, and getting that involved and hitting Dustin, and Dustin all bloodied up and bleeding all over the place before the damn show can really, really get into it. And to me, I was like, they're giving y'all a lot of drama. And no matter how amazing the Infantry look in the ring, everybody's still hooting and hollering about fucking Sons of Texas, because we are in Texas. And I'm just like, y'all don't even know what's going on. Y'all have no clue what's going on here. Y'all just here because y'all got tickets to be here. Whatever. I'm kind of disappointed that the Infantry didn't win. It would have been cool if they did. The match I thought was great. And I do feel like in terms of heels, you really see so much personality out of Sean and Carly. Like, I just feel like they would just be more interesting as champions. We did have a brawl after this too, because SCP came out. The whole SCP, that includes Anthony Ogogo, who has returned. And I'm actually happy to see everyone back, especially with Anthony being back. I kind of feel like maybe they're going to really be putting an emphasis on this group and just doing better and doing more when it comes to SCP. So, but we'll see. Then the Sons of Texas came out there. I'm talking about the Von Erichsen, them, they all came out there. And Dustin ended up announcing that for All In, I think All In pre-show, that it's going to be Dustin group, whatever that is, going against STP. And they better not have SCP losing on the pre-show. But at least they're getting their TV time. That part I like. Up next, a Ring of Honor TV title on the line. Nick Wayne versus Teton. This is the third time that they face each other this summer, to be honest with you. So the first time was during Best of the Super Juniors. Nick Wayne needed to beat Teton in order to advance further in the tournament, but Teton said, "Not today, baby, I don't think so," and he beat Nick Wayne. And then they had another match when they did the Global Wars show in Mexico, and Teton won the Proving Grounds match so he can face Nick Wayne at a later date. But here we are. This is a later date. Mama Wayne is just looking absolutely scrumptious ringside. She's beautiful. And then we also had, Teton. He looks great. He always has really colorful, cool masks. And I kind of thought that we was going to see more of him having a babyface reaction, and he did not. The crowd was really loving Nick Wayne, and I think it was more out of familiarity. Like they just know who he is. Despite him being with the patriarchy, he's not necessarily getting booed without Christian being there. So that's enough for the crowd. They do have a great match. I've just felt like I've just seen them win against each other a little too recently, so I didn't go goo goo gaga over it. Kip Sabian came on out there to make sure that his brother would end up retaining the title. So that was okay with me. Even our stepdaddy came on after to give him a hug in the middle of the ring and everything. And I was just like, oh, Christian, he loves Nick. Well, he might love Nick Wayne, or he just love his mom a little bit more. And him being there and showing that support is a good thing, because I didn't even remember that they were actually going to be at All In, and they're doing the triple threat tag team match. I'm just like, okay, so Nick Wayne putting in work, double nights on pay-per-views. So that was really interesting. Now, for the interim ROH TV Championship, we had Mina Shirakawa going against Mayu Yamashita, Yuka Sakazaki, who was wearing all black. Very interesting. And then we have Persephone. I was kind of like, please don't let it be Mina. And the only reason why I thought that was because she can make it without any problem on AEW. And I kind of just wanted to see other girls who are struggling to make a name for themselves on Ring of Honor to be holding that title. So this is another one of those things that we did hear about Tony announcing that there would be a match, but I didn't know it was going to be a 4-way, and we didn't know who were going to be in that match until today. I thought this was a good match, and at some point I was like, all right, it's Mina. I think everyone knew at some point that it was Mina. I looked at Persephone, and I thought she looks amazing. I love her gear. Like the way her body just complements her gear. It's just absolutely insane. I think she looks absolutely beautiful. Yuka, we haven't seen her in a while. Every once in a while she comes back, so I didn't expect for her to win. But Mayu would have been a really good choice as well, because obviously at some point Red Velvet's going to get better and she's going to want to get her shit back. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Mina, congratulations for winning. Let's see what she can do. I did enjoy Red Velvet as champion, but for now someone is going to be holding the fort. Congratulations, Mina. Now, our forever champion, Athena versus Thunder Rosa. I'm not gonna lie, like when they showed the graphic for the women's title, everybody was like, this is next. Like I also said that as well, because Athena has closed a lot of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view since she's been champion, so I kind of thought we was gonna go based off of that still this time, but that didn't happen. Thunder Rosa, baby, we knew you didn't stand a chance from the very beginning, and I really thought that we was going to see a lot of cheating from Billy Starks getting involved, and it didn't happen that way. So Billy, she did get her shit rocked, and she was laid out for a little bit, but Athena was able to hold her own. Thunder Rosa, I do enjoy her, but there's a little bit of a disconnect. She always looked great with the gear. I think she has a fire personality, but there has to be something more, a little bit more, where it's just like, if she was champion, I don't know how much I would actually enjoy her to be champion. I did say that I wanted Athena to retain, because I feel like she is, in order for her to move on from being champion, she needs to be in a feud with someone that would give her not just a great feud, but someone who can definitely take that title off of her and hold Ring of Honor down while she makes her way on up on the main roster whenever that happens. This was a really great match, and I really enjoyed both of these ladies together. We've been seeing these girls in the ring in these multi-man matches these past few weeks, so we've gotten a little bit of a tease of what we might see with these girls, but they really put it all out on the line. Athena is so amazing. Like, if you're not watching what she's doing, you're not going to understand like why she should be holding the title as long as she has. But we got to move on at some point, and I didn't think that it was going to be with Thunder Rosa. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up having some type of rematch somewhere down the line, but it seemed like she just accepted her fate and ended up leaving. Match of the night, I couldn't wait to talk about it. Bandito versus Takesha for the World Championship, Ring of Honor World Championship. I told y'all that Takesha was not going to win, because he's going to be going to Japan to do the G1 climax. And there's just no reason why he would need to win. But when I tell you, if anybody has any doubt about Takesha, whatever doubt you had is gone after this match. This shouldn't have been anyway. This match was damn near perfect. The chemistry, the intensity, everything was just like, I was clutching my pearls. I'm not going, well, I don't even have pearls, but you know what I mean. I was just like, just absolutely glued to these two. I didn't appreciate the crowd just talking down Uncle Don the entire time. He didn't deserve this at all. But the crowd, whenever Uncle Don was not there, is when they seem to accept Takesha. This is the same thing that happened with Nick Wayne as well. Without a stepdaddy being there, people seem to accept Nick Wayne, and it's the same thing with Takesha. No Uncle Don, then they accept him, and whenever he's there, they're booing. So that's another thing too. That can play out in terms of Takesha being part of the Don Callis family. It was perfect. It was perfect. I couldn't believe how they had me at the edge of my seat. I knew that they would have great chemistry with each other. I just didn't know, like, in terms of what they were going to give. They didn't have much of a story to begin with, and they gave me everything I needed in this match. Initially I kind of felt like, Athena had been holding it down for the longest. Like, how is she not, closing out the show? But once you see Takesha and Bandito, holy moly. First of all, Bandito, he had this beautiful Mexican gear. When I tell you I have pay-per-view fashions, this is what I was talking about. Like, Bandito was just, he looked absolutely amazing. Like, this is amazing. I've been waiting for Bandito to feel like the champion of Ring of Honor. He's held the title for quite some time, but we've been seeing him on AEW TV and even taking some L's too. And I just been feeling like we need his presence to be in Ring of Honor, and not necessarily too much on AEW TV taking an L. And I feel like this was finally the match that he needed to have for people to be like, oh, you are the Ring of Honor champion. I just feel like this was it. This is exactly what he needed. Takesha looked amazing. I don't know if this is going to be the last time that we see Takesha. Well, is he going to be on tomorrow? I'm not 100% sure about him being at All In. He could be. But I could see this like being one of the last times we see Takesha before he goes on over to Japan, since the tournament does start on July 19th. Absolute amazing match. Damn near perfect. One of the best matches that I've seen so far this year. Tony Khan did come out after the match, and he had all these nice things to say about Bandito. People were throwing money into the ring to Bandito, which is, I don't think I've ever seen that on AEW before. I've never seen that AEW Ring of Honor at all. So people literally balled up their dollar bills or whatever bills that they had, and they threw them into the ring. And some of them fell onto the mat, and then some of them fell outside the ring. Whatever the situation was, I thought that was very interesting. I don't know if he'll actually take it, but we'll see. It was such a good show. Such a good show. I was so tired after being out all day in the sun and all that shit, but this was definitely worth just sitting through and having a great time. So if you didn't see it, go ahead and check it out. It's on the Ring of Honor Honor Club app. I was trying to watch it again when I got back into the hotel, but it said something about, gotta wait for the replay to start over or whatever. So I'll probably end up catching it when I get back home from Dallas. Go ahead and check out the show if you have not seen it. It is really, really good. See you guys on the next one, which will be the review for AEW All In.